Dr. Stone just ended after 4 seasons, and I don't think enough people understand what this show was actually about. When I first watched Dr. Stone, I haven't even gone to college yet. I was a kid who loved science, who used to look up to sky and wondered about stars and how this whole universe worked and those things. And then I watched this anime about a boy who wakes up in a world made of stones and decides completely alone he's going to rebuild human civilization from the scratch. And something in me said, that's it. That's the feeling I wanted to watch. That was 5 or 6 years ago. Right now, I am a completely different person, and Dr. Stone just ended. And I don't quite know what to say about this anime. This video is not a review. This is not a ranking. This is not an analysis of Dr. Stone that you should watch it or not, or is it a good anime or not, is it overrated. Not these. This is like a goodbye letter, and I want to write it properly. Before we get into goodbyes, I want to tell you first why this show even worth saying goodbye to. Because the answer is not you think. Shonen anime has always been about one thing at its core, a young person who refused to give up. That's the formula. That's what shonen has always been. You take a protagonist, you give them a dream, not too big for them, you put obstacle in their way, and you watch them overcome those obstacles through determination, friendship, and sheer refusal to quit. It works. It will always work. But somewhere in the last decade, shonen start doing something different. Creators start asking a question that sounds simple but changes everything. What if we took the shonen spirit and applied it to something completely unexpected? What if the protagonist's superpower wasn't punching harder or running faster? What if it was cooking or painting or playing chess? Or what if it was science? Most people would say science is boring, science is slow, science doesn't make an excited anime. Dr. Stone spent 4 seasons proving them wrong. But here's what nobody told me when I started watching. The science was never actually the point. Here's the setup. One day, for a reason nobody understands, every human being on earth is turned to stone, petrified, completely frozen for 3,700 years. While humanity sleeps in stone, the world reclaims itself. Cities crumble, nature takes over, everything human ever built, every road, every building, every piece of technology, gone. And then one day, a teenage boy cracked out of his stone shell. His name is Senku. And the first thing he did, he started asking questions about why he was revived. What was the chemical reaction that take place that made him alive again? When he was petrified, he counts the second, all of them, 3,700 years worth of seconds. Because that's who Senku is. His brain never stops, not even after 3,500 years. That's the premise, and it sounds like it shouldn't work. But here's what it does. The joy of Dr. Stone is not watching Senku defeat enemies. The joy of Dr. Stone is watching something get made from nothing, step by step, with real science, real chemistry, real physics. You watch him make glass from sand, make antibiotics from mold, make a phone from scratch using material found in nature. And every single time, whether you understand the science or not, something in your brain lights up. You get curious because humans are builders. We always have been. We are the only species on this planet that looks at raw materials and sees something that doesn't exist yet. Dr. Stone understands that, and it built an entire anime around that feeling. But the real reason this show worked, the thing that kept me watching through every season, had nothing to do with what Senku was building. It had everything to do with who he was building with. Most shonen protagonists win through emotion, through the moment that they dig deeper and find something they didn't know was there. Senku wins through thinking. He is not the strongest character in the show. He is often not even the bravest. They are characters who fight better, run faster, inspire people more naturally. But Senku is always the smartest person in any room he walks into. And he knows it, and he uses it. And somehow, that's not arrogant. It's just true. And the show makes science feel like a superpower because how it frames Senku intelligence. He doesn't just know things, he explains them, he shares them, he gets genuinely, uncontrollably get excited about them. And that excitement is contagious. This is the thing about Dr. Stone that I don't think many people think about. It doesn't just make science cool, it makes curiosity feel heroic. The idea that asking why, genuinely wanting to understand how the universe works, is not a nerd thing, not a boring thing, but the most fundamentally human and heroic thing a person can do. And just when I thought I understand this show, it did something in the final season that I was completely unprepared for. In the final confrontation of the last season's first part, Senku and his alliance face a situation where the only way to survive is to turn all humanity to stone again. And the Senku, the main character, the person this entire story is built around, cannot be revived. The plan falls to Suika. Suika, the child. She wakes up in a world where every single human being is stone. There is nobody, no Senku, no clone, just Suika, a child alone in the entire world. And she could have given up. Nobody could have blamed her for that, but she didn't, because she understands something that Senku had spent years teaching everyone around him. Science is not about being the smartest person. Science is not about being special. Science is about trying, failing, trying again. She tried to make the revival fluid. She failed. She tried again. She failed different. She adjusted. Years passed. Suika aged from a child to a young woman alone in a world of stone, doing science with nothing but the resource around her and the knowledge she had absorbed, and she succeeded. When Senku wakes up, Suika sees his face. She just cries, not out of relief exactly, not out of joy exactly, out of something that doesn't have a simple name. The feeling of having been completely alone for so long that seeing another person's face breaks something open inside you. Truth be told, I wasn't ready for this scene. I didn't think anyone was. But that scene is the heart of what Dr. Stone is actually about. Anyone can do science, not just geniuses, not just people like Senku. And if you think that's the most interesting thing this show did, wait until I tell you the next thing. They build a rocket in the stone world. Using science, they reconstruct it from zero. Then they go to the moon. I remember when I first heard that they are going to this, that the story was going in this direction, I thought to myself, they cannot do it. They won't be able to earn it. But I was wrong. They earned it very well. Because by the time that rocket launches, you have watched this group build every part of the rocket by themselves, using every resource they can have, reviving people around the world and going to every place they require the things they want. And they didn't succeed at first time. They failed the first time. They failed again and again and again. They failed many times. Then the rocket launches to the moon. They get succeeded. That's why this feels like they earned it. And along the way, because Dr. Stone never wastes the moment, the story becomes something else entirely. There is a story in India about Ruishi and his older brother Sai, about a relationship where one person only ever wanted to spend time with the other, and the other never understood that until it was almost too late. And you may be thinking why I am telling about this story. It's a side story. It takes maybe 2 episodes, and it hit me harder than most anime main arcs, because Dr. Stone does this throughout the show. It takes character you think you understand and show you something underneath that you weren't expecting. There's a moment in Rocket before launching where Senku is counting again in stone, but now there is hope because he is stone, but he is inside a rocket that's going to go up. The same Senku, the same brain, completely different world. This is the beauty of the show. He never changed. The world changed around him, and then they land on the moon and they find the answer to the question that started everything. The being who petrified humans, they are called Medusa, mechanical life forms, alien intelligence. Their reason for petrification every human on earth. They wanted human to understand the gift of eternal life. Petrification means you cannot die. You can live forever. They thought humanity would love it. They were wrong. In the end, Senku negotiates with them, and in that In that negotiation, one of the Medusa, just one, decided she wants to stay with human to bet on them. Then they started their journey to go to Earth again. And in that journey, Medusa asked Senku a very important question. She asked, as a living organism, why would you choose the disadvantage of a limited life? And Senku said to her, he said that it doesn't matter whether it's an advantage or not. When faced with something unknown, we ask why, and it excites us. That's what human are. That's what we are. We have always been, and we will keep asking why for all eternity. I don't know how to explain this very deep line. I was a kid who looked at the sky and asked why. I still do. I think most of us who love science, who love learning, who get genuinely excited when we understand something we didn't understand before, we spent a lot of time feeling like that's a weird thing to be. Like our excitement is too much. Like nobody else feel what we feel when a piece of universe makes sense. Dr. Stone spent 4 seasons telling us that's not weird at all. That's the most human thing there is. And then the show ends. Not with final battle, not with a dramatic sacrifice, with a wedding, with people doing their work, with civilization slowly, quietly coming back to life. And even in the final scene, Senku is building, not resting, not celebrating, building. Because that's who he is. Because the point was never the destination. Point was always the next question. The credits roll. They show every scene from the very first episode to the last episode. The whole journey in 3 minutes. And then one final image, a photo, all of them together in a world they built from nothing. And somewhere in that world, they call someone the Doctor of Stone. And that's why it's called Doctor Stone. Like I told you, at the start of my video, I started watching this show before I went to college. I finish it now, years later, a completely different person. And that's what long-running animes do to you. My Hero Academia ended, Demon Slayer is ending, Doctor Stone ended. The show that ran for years alongside your life, they don't just end. They mark a moment. I won't say that I grew up alongside Doctor Stone, but it has been many years. And I think that's the highest compliment I can give to Dr. Stone. Not that it was perfect, not that it never had slow moments or over the top moments or moments where I rolled my eyes a little. But it was there, that it kept asking why, that it never stopped building. Neither will I. I will always question everything. I am beyond stories, and Dr. Stone, I thank you for the things you have taught me and for the things I will learn from this anime.